So this was supposed to break the entire Star Trek universe? No, really, this one was built up like it was going to be this giant travesty of a, oh, how dare they, have they never seen, well, we know they've never seen Star Trek before. Hello, everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy, huge former fan of Star Trek. This was, I was led to believe, with episodes 9 and 10. I'm doing both of them. What the crap are they called? Guardians of Time or somedom? I don't even remember. Terra Firma. I had to look it up. Terra Firma Parts 1 and 2 we are talking about. Before going in from leaks or rumors or people with inside knowledge and information, I knew what was going to happen in these. But I was also under the impression that they were going to be much more, is egregious the word I'm looking for? I think it might be. They were going to be much more harmful to the entire canon of Star Trek. When in fact, no. What they did was just confirm that everything that happens in Discovery and Picard happened in the J.J. Abrams setup Kelvin universe.
You're here. Traveled forward from 2379 and across from an alternate universe created by the temporal incursion of a Romulan mining ship.
So nothing that they do in this really matters, because they flat out admitted in this episode, in the first part, Terra Firma, that this was from the JJ universe. Oh yes. And as we know, anything that is mentioned, referred to, anytime they say Prime, it does not mean the TV series universe. That just means this nightmare of a garbage show. So, with that said, just confirms what we said. Why nothing looks right, and why nothing matches, why nothing matters. These characters don't matter. This feels like I'm watching exploitation TV. Pretty much. Like, that's what it is. This reminds me of no more than an exploitation DVD that I've... I do collect those, by the way, and I guess much like the producers collect diversity on Star Trek Diversity here, even to the point where they have a they, them, we'll go bigger screen. We'll do that one. Bigger, because bigger is better. China Pander over there is the evil emperor from the evil mirror universe to, the JJ universe. So, she's the evil emperor to the mirror universe to the JJ universe. Her material, her DNA, her genetic makeup is breaking down because she's somewhere she shouldn't be. And since they flung everybody 900 years into the future, they had to find a quick, easy out. And that's what this was. This was a lazy, quick, easy out that they probably could have taken in the first place without having season 2. And I can't really get into recapping all of season 2 without this video being 500 years long. So just watch my reviews of season 2 if you really want to know what's going on there. Basically, Michael Burnham had to fling them all into the future to stop the AI, which they had already stopped in the past, from what? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Because they don't pay attention to their own writing. And why would they? They need an excuse to send her off of the show so she can go and pander to China by being the lead of the Section 31 series. That's, if we see it, it's going to be terrible. And I'm not going to count the chickens before they hatch on that one, because last I heard they had no series order. But of course, this was a couple of years ago. Last I really cared to look into it, because that's Star Trek for you. You don't care about it anymore. Nobody cares about this anymore. So much so that when I watched these, I was more disappointed that they weren't completely destroying everything. And in fact, this episode just came and went. This episode is a slow, wet fart that is so uninteresting. I didn't even review it separately. I'm just lumping it in with the other one, with the next one. So, this episode, we have Michael Burnham and Giorgio. They end up on a planet. Because, of course, they do, where they have, lo and behold, an old guy with a cigar and a hat. Who the crap's this guy? I don't know. They try and make him Anubis from Stargate season, 8? I don't care. We all know who he is.
Warning, this is a spoiler alert. The following information may contain spoilers. You have been warned.
He's the Guardian of Forever. We already got it. We saw the spoilers. He sends her through a doorway to the mirror universe in this episode where she can be evil again, but all of a sudden she's no longer evil and now she's going to be a good guy without having any real progression towards that, because she's still been the same unlikable you-know-what the entire time she has been with them on Discovery since they pulled her out of the mirror universe back in season, 1? Was it 1? Oh, God. That seems like forever ago, doesn't it? And this just keeps going and going and going, this show. So they bring her through, shove her through the doorway. She just walks right through.
From heaven sent, of spirit pure.
Oh, I forgot about this. They did have an unintentionally hilarious moment where she wore a ridiculous headdress to a play about her life to glorify her. She makes a giant to-do and fa-fa at this play where she has to kill Stamets. Oh, who cares? How many times have we seen him die? It's hilarious every single time we see these characters die on screen because they do so many times. These characters are turning into Kenny. They die so many times. And then they keep coming back because there's no consequences in, video games, because that's what it feels like. This just feels like an unending, boring video game. Because you have a couple of little bits of talk, and then an action sequence where you're like, oh shit, I gotta pick up the controller. Oh, but you can't actually interact with any of it, and you can't skip the boring talky cut scenes. That's the big problem with this. Other than the fact that this headdress is hilarious. Look at this. I love every time because they think they're so clever. Oh, they think they're so clever and artsy. Oh, they think they're so clever and artsy. Sorry, I can't take this seriously. They really think that this is clever. They think this is cute. They think this is good. They think that this somehow that the little aesthetic choices that they need a big pat on the back for, because look at them, they did it. Oh, look, we lined it up just right, and we're just trying to be so clever. This is like your child coming to you with like a drawing, and it actually kind of looks like the thing. It's like, oh, how cute! You did the thing. How cute! She asserts her power in this giant play because everyone's like, oh, why is she not quite our evil empress? She didn't kill Michael Burnham right away. She's just like, oh, no, let her live. And that's a sign of weakness, I suppose. So aside from the obvious hilarity, there's all these traitors because, of course, it's the mirror universe. You can't trust anybody. Everybody double crosses everybody. And this is supposed to go back in time to change the course of history, as it were. This is to see if she's going to have evolved, progressed. There's no real reason that she should have, though, because she's still the same nasty, unlikable person on Discovery that she always was in the mirror universe. She really hadn't had any growth until she got to the mirror universe conveniently. Just because script said so. And because script says so, she's got to go and take out those traitors. Oh, she gets Stamets. She gets most of them. And this just turns into whine, cry, trek, fight.
From within.
Sorry. Every time a character dies horribly in the show, it is hilarious because it's just so over the top and ridiculous. Oh, also Michael Burnham is just comically evil, like just so unlikable. And here's the thing. I think this next episode that we have to get into, Michael Burnham we know that Michael Burnham is in love with Lorca. He betrayed her. She's gonna try and get her revenge because they're gonna try and overthrow Philip and Giorgio and all this big to-do. She knows that she should have probably, by Mirror Universe law, been killed already. And Giorgio gave her a bit of a second chance. She's like, no, I want to watch. I want to spy. I want to see. Like, that's really, really gross. I think that's more of trying to cheat her own death. Because that's really the whole point of this, is she goes back, she knows she's going to die. And I think she's trying to change the future so that she can live herself and survive. Because that would be her motivation as an evil mirror universe character. Not to try and save the Michael Burnham that is completely different than the one she knows on Discovery. No. It would be to save her own skin. Oh, here's where she actually confronts Burnham. I got these two mixed up because they were so long and drawn out that they felt like one episode, so that's why we're doing them together.
I was master of that trash heap.
First off, whisper acting is just cringe-alicious. It is cringe to the max. The trash heap line. Oh, she called her a trash heap. Oh, I found you under trash heap. Michael Burnham's like, I was master of that trash heap. I think Marjorie has something to say about that one from Fraggle Rock. But you know, sure. And then everybody fights. You missed. I know she did it on purpose. It's okay. Next episode, we're going to get all the hilarious Michael Burnham deaths over and over again because the producers love her so very much. They have to kill her off over and over. Oh, and then there's a subplot with Saru, and there's like some Kelpian ship. Oh, she also saved Saru because he's her servant. Her, against his will servant that normally they cull and they eat once they reach a certain age, you know, because they go through that maturity process where they're no longer afraid of everything and they just kind of go crazy for a few days, like we all do. It's like a woman, aren't they? No! Off to the agonizer with you! Now you would think with a character like Michael Burnham, who's insufferable, incompetent, insubordinate, that she might be, you know, a good guy in the mirror universe. Maybe. The first episode that you see Michael Burnham in, she gets this one killed, pretty much. She assaults her and then gets her killed the next one. The regular version of her. So, that's not a good guy. So the fact that the Michael Burnham is so over the top evil in this one really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, it is kind of funny that they do throw her in the agonizer, because this is the character, I think that they keep killing this character off so many times, which you would think like the fans of Star Trek Diversity would actually call the producers out on it, because this would be what I would assume that like the woke mobs would call ist, you know, because they only see this character for the color of her skin. They don't see the character for what the character does or how the character interacts with other people. They don't see the character for the character, and they don't understand that if you swapped out this character for anyone else on the planet, you know, if you had even Josh Brolin playing this character, it'd still be a crap character that's unlikable. But the thing that happens that I've noticed is that the people who criticize Discovery tend to be swarmed with people who assume that you dislike it for this. So, when I question what the producers' motives are for constantly making a character so unlikable that you end up laughing at how tortured they are. They have killed her off so many times in the Groundhog Day episode. There is an episode where they expose this character, Michael Burnham, to radiation on a planet just so they could trigger the red angel to come. This is their Kenny. This is their Kenny. This is their Kenny, right? Sorry if you kind of do better with this. But no, this episode they basically break down Michael Burnham's character. They quote unquote try and break the mirror universe version. I wouldn't say the evil one because they're both kind of evil. But the mirror universe version of Michael Burnham, they constantly Giorgio gives her all of these emotional journeys of, oh, when you were a baby, you would sleepwalk and I would go and wait for you to come back because you were out there looking at fireflies. And I'm like, that's BS, because this is supposed to be an evil person. If she had because the little baby Michael Burnham was supposed to have had night terrors, right? if she was really an evil sort of empress, and so as evil as they said she was, and was supposed to be, and supposed to be having this huge heartwarming thing, why in the crap was she having these heartwarming moments with this child that she was supposed to have raised? Why wouldn't she send a little Michael Burnham off to be raised by a bunch of people who don't actually have her best interests in heart, right? And they might, I don't know, use her for bad things, especially a very young woman like her, because that's what an evil empress might have done instead of, I don't know, I gave you fireflies.
Oh, the fireflies to you, daughter.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it for 1 second that she had this huge, like, this super maternal bond with this character. Because she's an evil empress. And that's not as over-the-top evil as they have been portraying her for the past 3 seasons. They are not consistent with their own garbage. And this is why the show's bad. It can't even stay consistent with its own internal canon. And if they really think that I'm going to buy that she would just say, oh, I'm going to try and trigger and try and bring the good out of you. So this is supposed to be her redemption. This and saving Saru and not, calling him and eating him, right? That's supposed to be her big redemption. Because it doesn't quite work. She doesn't spoilers, full spoilers. She doesn't actually quite bring Michael Burnham to the dark side or to the light side, whatever, who cares anymore. She doesn't convince Michael Burnham to do better and be good and be wonderful. So, yeah, spoiler, she doesn't actually bring her around to the light side. And this episode was so slow and boring. I took a nap in the middle of it and then came back to finish it afterwards. It is not engaging. It is not entertaining. And I don't care about these characters. And they think that this is supposed to be this redemption thing. There's so much fighting and violence. And it's just whisper, whisper, whisper. Fight, fight, fight. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Fight, fight, fight. And I'm supposed to give a crap about these characters that I haven't liked for 3 seasons so far. Oh, there's this whole, she's got to go and take out all the people who are on Lorca's team, all of the Lorca people, all the Team Lorca wannabes, all those. So she brings in all their little badges, and of course she's got to kill Kayla Detmer because Detmer was one of them too. And we see the deaths of people who we already saw the deaths of. Who cares? It's just it's just a bunch of mindless violence. Just a bunch of mindless violence. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of mindless violence just to get to the next scene of violence. Oh, but it is kind of hilarious to see this character continually killed or tortured over and over. It's like they realize how bad she is. Or they just don't care. By the way, for Star Trek diversity, they actually seem to, be pretty mean to their diversities, right? And after they fight, they take 20 minutes sitting here talking to this guardian. Oh, now it's not a doorway. Now it's just a giant butthole that looks nothing like the thing it's supposed to look like. He gives her this choice. Oh, I'm going to send you where you need to be, where you can not be shifting in between and in and out of realities. So he's going to send her back to the past so she can go and set up Section 31. Probably even before. So they're probably going to do even before in the before. They're probably going to go into the Enterprise time now. Oh, that'll be great. Maybe Daniels can come with his time cop crap and actually fix the entirety of Star Trek once and for all. Oh, but that happened on the TV stuff, not in the JJ universe, which are different things that they admitted to. This is still garbage. It's still garbage. They care more about being woke, which I fail at miserably, than they do about telling a story. And they care about referencing stuff. It's not a surprise. It's not anything that you're going to even remember. And it's not even that breaking of everything, because they flat out admit that this is in the JJ universe. Finally, even though they've been trying to hide that fact for years. We got ya. We caught you. It's done. I am Mecha Random 42, and I will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye. Yes, I can change. 2 out of 10.